So I've marked up the text, and you'll notice I'm taking some notes on how he's using that personal anecdote and imagery to develop a sense of inclusiveness that we all will find pride in our America's Serengeti. That's the intro, and then he's making the claim early on, right? This is a cause and effect relationship. If we go drilling there, this fourth paragraph, what's going to happen? I'm saddened to think of the tragedy that might occur. Notice his elevated language. He's very poignant and direct and candid. These proposed drilling sites cause and effect what will happen. It'll ruin this area of migration, disturb the ecosystem. Fifth paragraph. What's he doing here? He's now appealing to logic. What is he stating about a precedent of past politics that supports his idea that his argument is sound? Can you note that on your own? He talks about some data and numbers. You should be discussing that in your essays tomorrow. How does he use stats and data? Well, let's look here. He even acknowledges a counter argument that people want to drill for energy resources, notably so, but how much would come from that, according to him? Last but not least, he then goes into an emotional appeal at the end. He's trying to get us, again, who's the audience for this? It's Americans, to feel a sense of pride about this. So think of this text, and I want you to find at least 4 quotes that are worth quoting in your essays, the golden lines, and you might pull from our discussion in the chat. You're then going to know, are there any rhetorical devices, the logical appeals, emotional appeals, or authority appeals? There are very few of that. The president doesn't need to claim his authority. Finally, then you're going to look at rhetorical devices. This could be like stats, data, testimony, anecdotes, imagery, irony, metaphors, elevated language, anaphora, symbolism. You have a list in your packet of a lot of terms, and you might come back to this list. And this is a list that you should have in your mind. This would be the list that you try to argue to get a job. You might be missing the back page, so I'm going to take a picture of it and add it to Google Classroom. And that list informs you on rhetorical devices. The rhetorical appeals are the logical, emotional, ethical appeals. Now, warrants we'll work on together, but basically, remember the slipper trip? When you fall down the stairs, you drop what you're holding. However, I notice he's got a glass in his hand. You're explaining, how does the quote prove the argument that we should defend it? When you answer that question, you're doing your warrant. You're connecting the data and evidence to the claim. Good luck.